What's up, everybody? It is Thursday. It is time for our weekly devotion for the staff and impact team leaders. And I hope that this video finds you doing well in this season that we are living in. With that being said, I want to continue with our series, which is Connect, Grow, and Serve. As we were talking about the summit process, we talked about grow last week. This week, I want to start with serve week 1. And so really, service should be a good indicator that we are growing in Christ. Naturally, even as kids, we are naturally selfish beings. Now, I'm not saying that as across the board. There are more people out there that are generous as well. But naturally, our tendency is to be very inward focused. And so as we are growing in Christ, there's something that begins to happen within us that gives us this desire to reach outside of us and serve those around us. And so in the summit process, that's why we have Connect, Grow, and Serve, because as we grow, we serve. Heck, Jesus, in Matthew chapter 20, verse 28, he even says that the Son of Man came to serve, not be served, okay? And so that gives you an indicator, as we have been created in God's image and likeness, that somewhere within us, as we connect and draw closer to Him, there's this natural desire that should come up out of us, that we no longer are here to be served, but to serve one another. And it's funny to me that as you begin to study this out, as you begin to study out people who begin to give outside of themselves and serve those around them, that there's literal chemical reactions that are happening within our bodies as we begin to give outside of ourselves and we begin to serve others, like oxytocin. As that begins to, as we begin to do those things, those feel-good things, what really begins to happen is a chemical reaction happening within us. And it gives us this sense of social trust, it gives us this sense of tranquility, and it even gives us this buffer for stress. So you're stressing out, begin to serve somebody. Begin to think about somebody else but yourself. I know sometimes it's hard, but there's actual chemical reactions that are happening when we do that. Also, dopamine, that feel-good hormone that we have, that hormone that is almost a rewarder. When we do something, it's that rewarder that we feel, that reward we feel. It also is that hormone chemical reaction that makes us want to do things over and over again. Now, obviously that can translate into bad habits, but it also translates into good habits. And good habits is serving outside of ourselves. So there is literal chemical reactions that are happening that God has placed inside of us. Again, He created us this way, that He placed inside of us, that when we serve, when we give outside of ourselves, things are actually happening to better our lives so that we can live life to the fullest. One of the greatest examples that I see as someone humbling themselves and serving those around him is Jesus. And in John chapter 13, we see Jesus serving His disciples as He washes their feet. He humbles Himself as a servant, takes Himself into a servant's position, washes their feet, and then something happens in verse 15 that I want to read to you. Again, John chapter 13, verse 15, Jesus says this: I have given you an example to follow. Do as I have done. So He says, all right, I have given you an example to be a leader. This is how you truly lead. This is how you truly serve. And that is to serve those around you, to humble yourself. Do this as I have done. Jesus gave us this example. Connect, grow, serve aren't just 3 catchy words that we use at Summit so we can be cool, okay? No, it's truly biblical principles that we have put in place so that we can see people truly find not only purpose, but find a fulfillment in God's purpose for our lives as a church, as a whole. When I say church, I'm talking Big C, not just Summit Church, but Big C. And so that is what Connect, Grow, Serve is all about. And that's what I want to encourage you today with as we begin to look at serve. So this week, what a great week. I know we've already been doing this, but what a great week to truly look at service. How can you, this is my challenge and my question to you, is how can you, in a practical way, Do something this week to serve someone else outside of you, okay? How can you serve somebody else around you this week? What's something practical that you can do and that you're planning to do to serve someone else this week? That's all I have. I pray that you guys are staying connected. I pray you guys, if you're feeling anxieties, if you're feeling fears, if you have any questions, please reach out, text me, email me, call me, whatever it is, so that we can begin to unite together, even in this time of separation, that we can unite together in prayer and before one another and bear one another's burdens so that we can be the church. We love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week.